Hello, storytelling run. I want to talk about die ranks in For the Lord RPG and why I use them. Why I guess it's like it seems like it's complicated, but I feel like it's simple if you just grasp the concept. So we have I feel like there's two types of role-playing games. One's where you use the D20, which is this big dice here, the 20-sided die. Let me just roll a bunch for the fun of it. These are all D20s. Blah blah. Okay, these are all D20s, right? 1 to 20. Hey, I got a nat 20 somewhere. Okay. And that's important. Nat 20s are fun, okay, when you get nat 20 or a 1. Okay, but then we also have all these other dice, right? The D4, the D6, the D8, the D10, the D12. And I rank them 1 through 5. Okay, that's the die ranks. I also played a Star Wars role-playing game where, you know, and there's a game systems where you use a pool of dice, right? You get a whole handful of them. They all have different symbols. Some are success, some are failures, you know, and some are middle things. And you roll all those, and then you look, you know, at that and determine. Now, the first time I ever did that dice pool type of thing was with Star Wars role-playing game, and I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I thought it was kind of neat and different. Added a whole different element of rolling dice to the game, and having a whole big bunch in your hand is kind of fun. But I found it to be unwieldy as the game went on, and as they got more and more, you know, levels or skill points or whatever. And then, you know, when you roll them, you have to sort of sort them out and decide what success and fail. So that kind of, to me, was a little odd as the time went on, and I missed the nat 20, the nat 1 with the D20. The dice pools, they do have some criticals, but they're kind of like offset, and you got to determine if they're, you know, fully successful or whatever. So having those two things in mind, and also with the D20, just the D20 system where you roll D20 and you get your +5 or +7 or +8, you know, based on your skill and profession level and or, you know, your whatever. I didn't like that constant number, like a +8, a +10, a +12 as you got up higher levels. You roll a D20 +12, you know, or whatever, D20 +15, because you have a magic sword and with a +3, and then your strength is +4, and then your skill is +3, you know, whatever. So it's a constant number. And to me, those type of games, right, where you just have a D20 and the skill number is simple, but then it kind of caps. You have to cap it at a certain point. You know, you're 10th level, that's it, done. You know, your game's over, make new characters. And I felt that was kind of weird too. I felt like that's obviously a simple solution, but I didn't want that. I wanted you to have a character where you keep building up on it, and you keep, you know, getting items and things that help with your bonuses, but it didn't break the game. It didn't make it so that you had a +15 every time you rolled, you know. And I wanted you to kind of have this dice pool thing too. So this is why I kind of put these things together, so that your skill bonuses are not a constant number. It's a die rank. So as you get up with your skills and your blessings and your, you know, magic or whatever, holy items or master crafted items, they give you die ranks, okay? And you combine the die ranks of your skill, of the item, of the situation. The GM can obviously give you die ranks based on like having a high ground, or you have a really good light source, or whatever it is that the GM just. And what's fun about it, that having where the GM can give you die rank bonuses, that it helps me determine helps me describe the situation too. When I, you know, oh, it's wet and slippery, -1 die rank. You know, it's a very narrow, twisting tunnel that's, you know, you're hard to get through. You know, minus a die rank or whatever it is. So I really like that. I like that view of it. Oh, and when I say minus a die rank, I'll get into that in this video too. But all penalty die ranks are not penalized onto a person. Whenever there's a penalty die ranks, like if I'm saying this is a negative and this is negative, this is negative, and you have 7 die ranks of negatives, or whatever, let's say 7 die ranks of negatives, I don't put it on the person. I actually take that and add it to my difficulty modifier, you know, the difficulty of the situation. And the default is a 12, right? The default is a 12 to climb the wall or whatever. But let's say I said 7 die ranks more of difficulty, whatever it is, you know, the wetness, the storm, you know, maybe they're wounded. If they have a 3 die ranks of wound, I don't put it on their rolls, right? I take it and add it to the wall climb. So let's just say here is a 7, that comes out to D12, D6. So I will roll a D12 and a D6, and I'll pick the highest and add it to Okay, see, so like a 5. I will, oh, you don't see it on the screen there, but there's a 5. I rolled a 5 and a 1. So the 5 is added to 12, and that's a 17 difficulty for them to climb that wall now. That's how I do negative die ranks versus someone, okay? And when they have a negative, say, 3 die rank wound, I use it whenever, and if I forget to use it, my bad, you know. But I'll use it when I can, kind of a thing, and it'll be kind of, you know, discretionary, arbitrary, not arbitrary like randomly, but arbitrary in the sense of I'll use it for this, I'll use it for that, to penalize the characters, but only once per turn. I can't use it for everything they do necessarily. Well, they only do one thing per turn anyway, generally. But you know, and again, it's discretionary. So die ranks, if you just think about it really simply, is just adding up a bunch of bonuses. Let's just say for the positive, not the negative, and then you determine what the what the dice are going to roll. The dice pool is this, and it's very simple though because it's divided by 5. You just divide by 5. So if you have 27 die ranks of bonuses, everyone's giving you bonuses to, you know, you want to, you know, like especially in the sci-fi stuff, they do a lot of engineering and sciencey stuff, and I make the numbers really hard and high, you know, and this is a way for me to determine how hard something is too. I can, you know, if I'm prepping a game, I can just start thinking about how difficult something is by the die ranks, and the die ranks are, what is the bonus of the thing? What is the, you know, the what are the die ranks you're going to benefit from it? I add all those together as die ranks to make the difficulty of the that they have to roll over, the number they have to roll over. I don't, if it's something really hard sciencey or hard surgery, I pick the highest number. So if it's 5 die ranks, that's a D12. So I'll just take the 12 and add it to 12. So it's 24. If I feel like it's something really hard. If it's something where it's a little more random, it could be hard, could be easy, depending on the situation, I will roll the D12 and then add it to 12, you know, like climbing and fixing things, you know, stuff like that, where it's a temporary thing, I will roll it. If it's a permanent thing, like researching something and you gain that benefit, or upgrading, engineering and building and upgrading something and you gain that benefit for permanently, or surgery where you repair someone, you know, permanently until they get hurt again, but permanently, and it's a hard number. I will pick the maximum number, like out of this. I might even combine it, the D12 and a D6. Boom, that's 18. You know, I'll combine it if it's super high, you know, hardy stuff. Because like they're trying to like if they want to upgrade the power axe from a D12 D4 damage, D12 plus D4 damage, that's powerful damage. Most weapons are not powered. They will have a D12 D4 pick the highest, like a laser rifle will have a D12 D4 pick the highest, but a power hammer will have a D12 plus D4, which is really high. So I will, if they want to upgrade it to a D12 plus D6 power hammer, I will make it a 12 and a 6 on top of a 12, the default 12. So that's what, 24 plus 6, 28. They got to roll a 28 to upgrade that hammer to that other level, you know. And so 28. So they got to get a bunch of die ranks in there from the laboratory, the, you know, research, medical, tech spice, all the whatever bonuses they get, blessings, to get a high, you know. Let's just say they rolled here 15. They got 15 die ranks, right? Which is divided by 5 is 3. So 3 D12s. And I'm gonna roll it just for fun of it. Oh, and I have a little thing I did here. So it's a button here, but obviously I gotta type in a little bit to update it to D12. I'm gonna roll this for the fun of it, just to see. Let's say he's got it, and he's got the D20 for the regular D20 roll, and then he's got the. Ooh, what happened here? Why is there GM there? I don't know what that is. Let me see what that does. Oh, that's weird. All right. Let me do that again. GMR. I don't know what GMR means. It should just be R. Why is there... Boy, I'm confused. All right. Well, it works. Whatever. Okay. D12. D12. So that's the 15 die ranks. And let's just say, you know, they're adding up all this stuff. He's got D20 because it's a D20 system. Plus his intellect 4. And he's got to get above, what I say? 12, 12 is 24, plus 6, 28. Right? So there's the roll. Oh, exploding dice. Oh, I rolled a 20. Total of 20. Oh no, I'm sorry. I get to explode the dice, so I take that back. It's not 20. It's 20. So an 8 and 11 are 2 7s. If you roll 2 7 pluses in the dice pool, you get to explode the dice. So I'm pretty sure he succeeded. Let me see here. It's 20 plus 9 is 29. So I said 24 plus 6 is 30. Oh, needed a 30. Still failed. See? That's why I love this system. Because yeah, I rolled a 5 on the nat 20. He gets to keep the 1. Even with exploding dice, still failed by a little bit. Didn't ruin anything. Didn't ruin the power hammer because it was close enough that he didn't ruin anything. But he lost. So if they fail like this, they lost time. You know, whatever time and money. If I want to take off some rations, plus whatever they use as supplies. Like, and it's probably like a lot of tech spice and high tech to do that. And he can try again, but he's got to wait to another day, or you know, I mean, he already spent the day doing this or whatever. So, and then of course they're being attacked by pirates at the same time. So the reason, yeah, I'm gonna just keep going here. The die ranks, I just love it. It's simple once you understand it. You have a D20 for your skill roll, whatever roll you're gonna do, skill, fighting, whatever. Plus you have a die rank roll, you know, or you add a die rank to it. And that die rank is based off of your skill, based off the gun, you know, weapon that you have, or sword or whatever, and all that. And what I like is that in here, in this, let me go and hide these or delete them. Do I want to delete them or keep them? Let me move them out here. Okay. See, and I'm making this dungeon, right? This dungeon delve for the Dark Ages. I can put die ranks everywhere that I feel like okay, this is. You got to save. If you open up this coffin here, you got to resist versus a disease 12, or you're at -1 die rank. Okay, and that, you know, you're diseased. You're a little diseased. Over here, you search through here. Oh, you get +3 die ranks to your salvage, so you might find something really fancy in here. I have little treasure charts that they can try to roll on and get things. I can just add die ranks left, you know, here and there and up and down, and you know, it's just. Really, like, you know, for coming down here, I could say, oh, this is going to be a treacherous terrain. A treacherous terrain is a simple way of saying, okay, I don't have to add up numbers. I just, you know, like the climbing the wall, wet, stormy, all that stuff, right? Set, you know, I can do that. Or if I just want to move the game along really quickly, I can say treacherous terrain, and what that means is you just take their armor save and flip it and put that to the number. So I just look at their armor saves of these characters to decide the treacherous terrain of climbing down this thing. Now they have a rope, so they actually, that's a rope, the red there. So I'm going to give them +1 die rank for the rope, you know, to go down. But the difficulty of this is a 12, and I could do, and it's just an option. I could decide, well, 1 die rank. The difficulty of this is it's straight down, and there's 2 segments, so that's 1 die rank for being straight down, 2 die ranks for being 2 segments because it's long, so it's 3 die rank difficulty. You know, the ridges in it look like it's good. I'm not gonna. There's not a penalty there. I'm just gonna do that, just those 3 die ranks, okay? And so I'm gonna roll 3 die ranks and add it to 12. This 6, 12, 18 for them to climb down this safely. Now they're gonna add their rope, you know, on their roll, whatever. But that was one option. The other option is I just call it treacherous terrain, and I just look at their armor save. So his is a D8, so that'll be the difficulty of him getting up, going down this. Okay, so 12 plus 1 is 13. So he just needs a 13 to climb down this thing, and he can add the rope, you know, to his roll. It's a 1 die rank. Plus, if you have climbing skill or rappelling skill or whatever, you know, he can add that to the roll. So it's just a fun way of just quickly doing things. I don't have to like. I like doing it that way, the treacherous terrain, or describing it out and adding die ranks as the, you know, for the penalty, for the difficulty of it, because it kind of helps me. It's a good mindset for the GM, like to quickly and analytically break down the description of the thing into dice, you know, into a dice number or into a number. It feels to me fun and natural, and I like rolling it as opposed to making them. I don't like saying this is an 18 difficulty, this is a 22 difficulty, this is a 14 difficulty. I don't like saying that as much as I like saying, oh, there's rocks, there's this, there's that. Let me roll it really quickly, and I'll add it to 12. You know, and that's the situation. So I'm describing to them the tunnel or whatever, the wall or whatever it is. I'm describing to them at the same time I'm doing the game mechanics. I just like that, and so I got to get this across to kids too, that it's fun to do it this way, or the concept of it, so that I can keep the die ranks and dice pool in there for the game, for the starter kit and the simple version of the game, because I want to. This is the part to me, the die ranks and dice pool, that is a strange hitch to some people, especially to people who've never played role-playing games, but they want to play this because they've, I've encountered people who in the homeschool and in Christian circles who want to do this. They get the idea of evangelism, church planning, playing a role-playing game, not going to Dungeons and Dragons and all that. And again, and I've told this to kids, like, you can pick and choose which rules you want to work with in the game to play the game. You don't have to like accurately follow the rules. You got to just kind of move it forward, play it with the basic rules, and then move along and try to get to the next level of understanding the rules. And that's the same with Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, that's the same with any role-playing game I've ever experienced. You don't always get all the rules right, for sure. And you're always, many times in the game, you stop to try to figure out rules. So I'm not going to get past that either with this game. I mean, I have, and it's come along really quickly, and I'm hoping to get that across to in these videos and in the game itself. It looks complicated because of this, but it's really simple. It's really that. I don't need to go look up charts as a GM. I can just look at the visually, and just one die rank, two die ranks, three die, I can visually look at it on the screen and then determine the difficulty of it. I don't have to go look at a chart or anything. I don't have to go look up the book. I rarely look in the book. The only thing I look in the book for in my rules referencing is the fumble chart, which is kind of fun. I should just memorize that one. That's the only one I really look up. The denouement I kind of know already, like if they're going to flee. I would like to talk about die rank results, but I think I'll save that for the next video. This is just me meandering about the die ranks and dice pool. And the die rank results is the fun, thing, like when you, real quickly, when you pray, you roll over a 20, whatever that number is that you roll, with all the die rank bonuses in your dice pool, whatever that number is over 20, I half that, and that's the die rank bonus, die rank result. So if you rolled a 20, minus 12 is 8. Half of that is 4. 4 die ranks you get to give to other people. You split, you split up the 4 die ranks. They are inspired by your prayer. It gives them that extra die rank bonus that they can, inspired die that they can use later on. And that is, the die rank result is used for a lot of things. It's used for healing, surgery, all that kind of stuff. Comm links and piloting. And here it's obviously for prayer mostly. You can have a help skill, like not just a simple aid of 1 die rank, but you can have an actual aid skill so that you roll, and then the die rank result will then give the bonus to the other person. And it has to be something where you can actually really help them, But so there's that. The die rank result is that. Simply put, that's what die rank result is. So it's die ranks, dice pool, and die rank result. Those are the 3 things that are kind of new to this role-playing game that kind of feel complicated, but I just explained it. It's very simple if you just get the basic concepts and like, oh, okay, divided by 5. Here's your dice pool. Half of the result over 12 is the die ranks result for the next, for whatever you intended it for. Surgery, reducing grievous wounds, healing, because the die rank result, if you said you got a 20 out of 12 for healing and 8, so 4 die ranks, 12 minus 20 minus 12 is 8. Half of that is 4 die ranks. So that's a D10. You heal them D10. You roll D10. It's a little going through the dice and complicated, and definitely sort of a bell curve type of system where everything kind of averages out, but you're trying to push that average higher and higher with more die ranks and dice pools and skills and die rank results. Anyway, I hope this was somewhat understandable too, but I really enjoy doing die ranks, dice pools, and die rank results because I don't need to look at rules or charts or anything. I just know those basic concepts, and then I can do it right on the screen or right in the game without I don't need any book at that point to determine what any of the difficulties are for things. I just look visually. I think visually now as a GM with the die ranks. Okay, I hope that's a little helpful for you. Really, it's a fun way of GMing. Anyway, that's my little fun babble here in the morning, you know, as I do some work. And you know, I do a lot of rant videos on here, and I want to be more role-playing game, but we got a culture war going on. We got to fight the good fight there, politically, culturally, evangelism, gospel, and church planning. So I got to do all of that anyway. But I definitely want to put in some game videos too, tutorials. All right, in the game of life, everyone. It's a beautiful, grateful life that God has given us. He's given us this game, this game of life. And we got to play it and roll. So I say for you guys out there, roll holy dice.